welcome. How everybody's doing? Uh, Welcome in, everybody. Gonna do a little short walk, a little hike down to the water. No gear, no water. Out here in Auburn, California. It's been a minute since I did this trail, but try to do my best on it. Not really a far walk. There's another sign that goes a little bit further out. I'll find it. Might come across a deer. Hopefully, that'll be it. I don't need any other animals come across. I don't got no knife or nothing on me. But it's Friday afternoon here in Auburn, California. Do a little short walk. How everybody's doing today? What's up, Lee? We got all blues in the chat. So, is that another page you guys out? Hold on, let me go to your live stream. Yeah, I want to get a GoPro or something so I don't have to carry the phone in my hand. Makes it kind of difficult. Walk slowly. I have my backpack. I actually be jogging down here. If my knee wasn't messed up, I'd be actually jogging. I probably when I get to the flatter part, I probably jog a little bit. show you guys the overlook. This park is called the Overlook, and the spot that's technically the Overlook is where I'm heading to right now, about a few feet ahead of me. But I think this, I gotta look at the sign again, but I think it's like maybe a 60-degree incline. I'm not sure. 90 is straight up, 80, 70, 60, about 50-degree incline, I think. 50, 60. So we got a power station over here, which is for, there's a little dam that's down here. Which also don't take long to get to. It's just kind of curvy. There's a dam down there that you go to. It's kind of low. You could literally walk across there. I ain't gonna lie, I might actually go down there. But yeah, there's a little power station out here. It's a trail that you could ride your bike on. It's like a snake, it goes all the way down. If it was a straight shot, that'd probably take like 10 minutes. But because of the trail, it's like a snake. Take you about a good 30. But other than that, I'm going this way, which is kind of a loop around down to the trail, about that way. And then you could walk this way, but it'd take a minute. But I don't think the camera do justice. It's kind of, this part is probably the steepest part of the trail, but still kind of mellow. But yeah, you could see that part, right? See how far down that is. I mean, you could technically walk down there, but don't suggest. It's a fence there for a reason. Anyway. All right, I'm losing signal on this part because it kind of cuts off to the trees. So I was saying, don't ever wear the wrong shoes when you're out walking and hiking. I'm wearing flat bottom skate shoes right now, some cheap shoes. So I got no grip and it's kind of wet from the past rain. But I guess being in shape helps. Knowing how to keep yourself safe. But that part's wet still because there's no sunlight going into that little canopy area. So like if you look this up on the Google Maps, you're not gonna be able to see most of the trail because the trees are in the way. You just kind of get like a idea of where to go, unless you got like the trail apps or something. I'm gonna cut this way, which goes down closer to the water faster. Oh yeah, the canopy. It's like when you get into like the canopy area of the trail, the signal just cuts off. I'm also using a brick tablet to do my streaming on right now. My regular phone is kind of messed up, but I can still use it. But for music and doing my work, the tablet's for fun, the phone's for work. So like I said, I'm wearing the wrong shoes, so it's pretty sketchy walking on this right now. Look at this beautiful piece of marble. It's just randomly just on this part of the trail. This thing probably go halfway underneath the tree. Probably about a good 2,000 pound rock right here. That's crazy how you just got marble just sitting here like this. Oh, is that marble? I think that's another metal word I was looking for. I don't think this is marble. Granite? Whatever it is. It's a big ass piece of shiny rock. That's just underneath this tree. But anyway. It's crazy. Ain't nobody's gonna be out here. The weekend would be busy, but they'd probably be doing like an event for some running event or some horseback riding. So it's Friday, but tomorrow it's likely we're gonna have something going on. And I'd rather just have this whole spot to myself. Everybody's working today. So if I went this way, I could go down to the dam, but I'm going this way that goes down to another part of the water. So that's where I'm going. Like I said, this is really not a long hike at all. I don't have no water, no extra stuff. That's a guy up here that's hiking, but he's running. But there's so many people that come out here and like they got houses. Like there's a house right up there, and there's a trail that leads up to the roadway. So a lot of people that live back here will literally just be going from the road and just hitting like a small part of the trail and not really going all the way around. So they don't really need water. It's like them running around the block. The only difference is hills and stuff. So yeah. How you doing?
How are you?
Good, good. But yeah. You see like maybe a couple people, but most of the time they won't really be out here on this part during the weekday. Yeah, all I'm doing is just getting cardio. I should do like workouts and stuff, but right now I'm just doing cardio. I'm gonna go to this spot up here on the rock real quick to get a little view. There used to be a lot of gold rush mining around here. At the beginning of this area was being built. It's just all trails for like the old gold rush. Lots of mining. There was supposed to be a bigger dam out here, but I guess they didn't do that project. This is like years and years ago. But And here's that little small little dam I was talking about. You got a little hook right here. That shit ain't safe. Yeah, I guess. That stuff ain't solid though. But yeah, there's a little dam right here. It's a little trail you can walk down on. Water don't look too bad. It's a little green on the bottom, algae. But way across from there, that's a part over here you could drive down to the water parking lot there. You could walk and hike. You could cross through here and come through this way, but nobody really does it. I would just cross through here and just come make my way through here. But I got a little power station for the dam, and then down the water, the way that I'm going, it's gonna bring you down to the water, but not exactly close to here. But that's where I'm going. I've been getting fat, y'all. I actually got lazy and been eating fast food. Gained about 5-10 pounds. But I only weigh about 190 pounds regularly. If I'm like smaller than that, then I'm not eating right and I'm not working out. So if I weigh less than 180, then that means I need to work out. If I weigh about 2 something, then I need to work out. But like 195 is like my average weight. Now I'm kind of short. I'm 5'8", 5'9", but 195 is my weight. Most people my height would be like 140, 150. That's way too fucking small. That's way too small. But yeah, 5'9", 200 pounds. That would be me. Yeah. Definitely under 6 feet. I'm not your triple 6 guy. I'm not 6 feet tall, 6-pack, 6 figures. I will be 6-pack, almost 6 figures, if anything. Not even close. I'm like that 5'6", 4". Make my own numbers. Might cut off a little bit, but oh yeah, Lee, I remember. It's crazy. 6'4", how many pounds? That view is pretty nice. I'm gonna jog down this part a little bit because it goes down. It feels better just to jog down this part and walk. But There's a couple parts that split across. Like this part, it goes up another way. It just goes down. Likely would not see no one else down here unless they're like in a little neighborhood just up above me. Sorry for the shaky camera view, but I get a little workout. There we go, feeling flat. Feels nice to do this when the air is colder. Summertime's brutal, but I still do it. Yeah, it takes about, if I ran all the way from the top down to the bottom that I'm going to, it'd probably take about 20 minutes. I think that's what, I think it's 0.6, 0.7 miles. For me walking, it'd take about 25, 30. I could take less than 20 minutes for running. I just rather have the right shoes on. If I step on the rock bad, then you can twist your ankle, mess up your heel. Otherwise, it don't take long to get down to the bottom from this part. But then there's another part that's about 4 miles, which is what I really like doing. But I'm not doing that today. We're just doing this 1.5 mile little walk, and I'll call it. Like there's kids that got their little electric e-bikes down here for fun. But pretty cool. Saw a guy doing a little run through here. Looks like he probably work for police or medical. That's another reason why it doesn't make sense for me to get a really, really cool job and just have the training, get trained and skill for it, because I've always been pretty decent athletically. I don't go to the gym. I really don't do no kind of workouts. I just do a lot of walking, hiking, and skateboarding. Don't have any special skills. Literally never been on any kind of football team or school team or none of that. I never did track or anything. I always skateboarded. Skateboard and BMX and working. I worked so much that every job I ever had was literally my gym, and that was my routine. Like I see people that go to the gym and stuff all the time, and They got jobs in school. I'm like, yeah. When it comes to the gym and lifting weights, that's cool. It helps out a lot. But like I said, all the jobs I used to have was my weight workouts. Like I didn't have no shitty lightweight jobs besides the kitchen restaurants. But I did a lot of truck deliveries. I always had a decent bill. So I never needed a gym to keep in shape. I just go to work, like Amazon, UPS delivery jobs. That's nothing but a constant workout. You loading your truck up with packages, and then you're taking those packages off every stop, and then you're driving around, and that's a constant body workout. But jobs like that are what I'm used to, farm jobs and stuff. Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat. I think is enough not breathing. What do you mean by the breathing? Skateboarding is most people that don't understand that it's not as easy to hop on a piece of wood with wheels on it and stand in balance on it compared to being good enough where you can fly across a freaking sidewalk like you're just walking across it. When I was growing up as a kid, where I'm from, like people used to laugh at us all the time riding the skateboard when we fall and used to talk shit. But those are the same people that would just sit at home and eat McDonald's all day with no skills in life. Those same people. But yeah, I couldn't imagine where they're at in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I come from a place where nobody ever leaves the area, and I not only made it out, but I'm still progressing and doing other things that most people would never do in a lifetime. Like right now, me being on this trail, like being out here on these trails, I know at least 90% of people that I grew up with from where I'm from would never be able to do this shit. You know, just pick a random day and just go out and just go on the trail like this, because you would never see shit like this in where I'm from. Like there's people that stay about 30-minute drive from here. See, I already made it to the water. There's people that stay like 30-minute drive from here and never been to this spot. Like you stay like 25 miles from here, 35 mile drive, depending on traffic, maybe an hour. If you take the back roads, you could get here a little quicker, but or somewhat. But I done met people out here in California that never ever seen a spot like this in their life, and they stayed down the street. So for me to come from where I'm from and do something like this should say something. But see, this part here goes all the way. This is a part of the trail that goes all the way through to the dam that I was at. It's about a 10-minute walk back that way. It's a little sketchy because the bush kind of like close in on you a little bit, the bushes. But otherwise, it's really not that bad. But yeah, about 20-minute walk down here. Made it to the water. Looks a little murky. Still clear though. The sand is pretty compact right now because the water made the dirt a little solid. So not gonna be getting sand in my shoe. This part turned to mud pretty much. Yeah, this part is still sand, solid. A couple of the trees kind of grew out a little bit. I'm gonna go this way. But you got like a mixture of sand and big ass pebbles on this part. I think I cover about 4 or 5 acres. There's still about 80 plus thousand acres to go. This spot is so huge. Like it's just miles and miles and miles of forest and trails. It just doesn't end. And this is nowhere near where Lake Tahoe would be, but there's just trails and forests all the way through. About an hour from Lake Tahoe, give or take. But yeah, here we are by the water. Didn't take long at all to get to here. I could literally just keep going. I could go further down the trail somewhere else, but I really don't feel like it. I should. I might actually do that a little bit. Because really, I could just be out here for hours and just keep going and going. And that's the thing. It's like once I come out here, I want to keep going. I could just keep going until my body falls apart. But otherwise, I don't really need no food or water to really make my way across. Because it's like, once I start working or doing something, I don't technically really need a break. I just need a little drink of water every once in a while. But yeah, this part's pretty low right now. It's pretty low. You could literally just go right across here and get my shoes wet a little bit. All right, there we go. Walk across the rocks a little bit, get my shoes wet. But yeah, this part's pretty low right now. Normally, you could never walk across that like that. But still, this part is a pool. It's like static water, but it's flowing through. But it's a huge little pool right here. Huge pool. But then, if you go this way is where the water's flowing. And it's pretty dangerous to be in this part unless you're on a boat with a life jacket or a little raft or something. Because it's not the worst. You know, you keep your body up, but you could kind of get sucked down. That part over here is like a little whirlpool. But this part's flowing pretty decent. And then it just goes back down to a little flat area under them. It's looking across rocks on an angle. Oh yeah, this water's hella low. Normally this part here will be in the water. And I'll be walking across here. This part's really, really low. But yeah, this part here looks kind of cool. But you can see a little waves right there. There's rocks right there. That's kind of making the water buckle up across. But it looks like it's good to go across, but that part's just going to suck you in and it's going to go flowing down the water a little bit. Let me see what the chat says. Oh yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I couldn't imagine, you know, having to fight. Wait, did you do I forgot what you say you did, Lee. You're in like a military or Navy or something? Well, but you're not. My apologies. I forgot where you're from, man. Forgot where you're from, brother. My bad. Skateboarding's pretty dangerous, man. One bad fall, you could be paralyzed for life. And imagine how many times I should have been paralyzed or broken bones from skateboarding. I had so many crazy falls that I had no choice but to pray for not being paralyzed from some of the shit I used to do on skateboards and bikes and dirt bikes, shit like that. You're just literally taking a chance with your life every time you do something on those things. No matter how good you are, taking a chance, destroying your body more and more. But yeah, this part here is it's pretty mellow. You could literally swim in this part, no problem. But yeah, that water is so stagnant, and it's hella green too. Normally, that won't look that bad, but it does, man. But there's a big ass pool up here. There's a couple parts down here on the rocks that I will go across. I'm gonna go that way for a minute and head my way back up. Somebody made a cool little bench over here with the rocks. It's been here for a minute. But I'm actually gonna cut across here for a minute. Check out the spot that I normally can walk across so easily right now because there's no water up here. Effortlessly just walking across here. So I would say a rattlesnake would be on this part, but the sun, it's not as hot. Look at this gap. Jump across there. Bust my ass. Oh. Yeah, literally jump. That's how I know I'm getting a little fat. I could barely jump. I mean, that was a 5-foot jump though. Most people can't even jump 2 feet. But anyway, I'm talking shit. I like to talk shit because I know I could be better than I am right now. So it's all good. Talk shit to better myself. All right. But no, I'm really surprised there's no kids down here. Well, the kids are in school. Still got school. Other people would just spend their time out here. Yeah, there's a part on here that's kind of like a pool, but I don't think it would actually be filled right now because how low the water is. But there's a part over here. It's like a little kiddie pool, and it's surrounded by little rocks. Yeah, I don't like staying on the actual trail. I like going off road. So I will find spots like this to go across that most people don't really go across, unless it's a homeless person staying out here and they're trying to find a spot ducked off the trail. And yes, there's homeless people that stay out here. on these trails. It's really not far walk up into the town if needed. But I found camps out here and met a couple people that's homeless. They'd be doing like, they would have like the little gold pan and fishing for water, fishing for gold and stuff, whatever. Ooh, almost lost it. All right, there you go. I'm gonna stay right here for a minute. Yeah, we in a valley. This is the valley area. I guess you could say it's mountains. Oh, oh shit! What was that? I just saw something up there. Looked kind of big. It'd be a little squirrel. You know, it got some big ass squirrels out here. Like I said, I don't got no knife on me or nothing, so I ain't trying to take no chance of coming across a line or something. Got mount cougars and bears out here. There's a time the bears would kind of come out too. See, there's houses all the way around across there on the top. It's about a good 3,000 feet, maybe. I said 3,000 feet. 1,500, 2,000, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, there's trails all around here. You just kind of ducked off and you got to go a certain way. There's trails on that side and this side all the way across. I'm trying to see what that thing went. I don't know what that was, but I saw it. I thought it was a plastic bag for a sec. But anyway. How everybody doing, man? Yeah, I'm gonna make my way back up to the top. Just a quick view. Yeah. I'm gonna start doing like some DoorDash and Uber Eats. You make some money. But yeah. Just so you know it's not a green screen. Take a screenshot, it lasts longer. Anyway. Yeah. What's going on, man? The hell? Let me just stop working on it. All right, there we go. The other side. Head to the dam. See what the dam got going on. Actually, yeah, I might go to the dam. Otherwise, I'll just be making my way back to the top. So, how you doing, Zo? Are you done with your live stream? I had it on my phone, but I wasn't sure if if I just turned the screen off or you into your live stream. I was listening to you guys. You know, if I did live out here in the nature, I think I'd be just fine. You know, I'd make a fire from scratch. I could hunt, make a nice shelter. Be a caveman out here and never go up into the town. And just keep making my way down the road to new places. Oh. Bourbon? I don't think so. How y'all doing? Bare bones. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't have you moderator on here, but uh, I haven't. I know you do live stream too, Lee, but I haven't been on. your page in a minute. But yeah, welcome in. Much love, man. Much love. You can make herbs out of flowers like this and make teas. Might taste weird, but hey, flavor is flavor. That's how you make a tea. Uh, unsweetened flower tea. Teas are made from flowers and stuff. Well, some teas. It's just that you get the tea package, just ground it up. But you could use just regular flower petals and make teas. Don't need to add sugar to it, but you can. Sweeteners, whatever. Look at this nastiness. I don't want to swim in that shit. That looks nasty. Looks like the rest of the water. Ooh, don't want to walk across that either. But yeah, I am friggin'. Oh, got some footprints right here. Whatever this is, I do not want to see it in person. But that's some scary. You know what? That might be a deer. Yeah, I think that's deer. So I guess we're fine. But coming across this particular part, I'm not sure. But I think that's deer. I think that's deer feet, footprints. Either way, yeah, they'll walk all the way across here. Yeah, I think that might be a deer. Yeah, we good. I'm not scared. As long as it's not paw prints. Whatever it was, it walked across this whole area. I'm not sure if it made its way up there or back across, but I'm pretty sure it probably went up this way. Deers are pretty good climbers too, so that's a D. Look at a good 200 pounder right there. Yeah, I'm not no skilled person when it comes to tracking footprints and trails, but I know something. Could be a goat. There's no goats around here. There is a guy that owns a bunch of goats, but he has like a contract where he goes to like different fields in certain areas and towns, and he'll let the goats out. He'll block off the area with a fence, and the goats will eat all the grass. And but in a wild, there's no goats in the wild. It'll be a deer, mountain lion, bear, skunks, pretty much those things. Yeah, I don't think you'll find a goat out here in Northern California in a while. But yeah, whatever else, it definitely walk across from where I was just now. It probably went across the rocks, and now the trails are here. So there's trails right here that's going across. It kind of ends here, so I wonder if it went back up this way, or maybe just the dirt kind of got turned up on here. Could have been one, could have been a couple. See, that's a decent little. So yeah, that's definitely a deer. That's a deer. I said it's probably a good 200 pound, a young adult. But yeah. Vicky, who the hell is Vicky? The hell? Yeah, that's a good one. Vicky ain't climbing more mountains. Yeah, deers would definitely be out at night, regardless. But sometimes they'll be out in the daytime, depending on what spot you're at. But we go back down this way. Say that I'm wearing flat bottom shoes. If it wasn't for me being able to press my toe through the shoe a little bit, I probably won't have no traction. Balance involves good footwork, not just having good shoes. Good balance, good footwork, and control of your falls. Because I could be slipping down something right now, but I would be upright the whole time and like basically a controlled fall. Some people will probably completely lose their footing and start flipping. But I will literally break my leg landing on something before I break it tumbling. Just being used to skateboarding, you get used to like barreling a lot. And barreling could just be you just jumping off your board and not falling and busting your ass. So you get to learn a lot of control, different angles, different speeds, different heights. But that's where a lot of my balance comes from. Just skateboarding over the years and understanding how physics work with the body. But besides that, like if I did play sports, I'd probably be a pretty decent athlete. I'd be like that, the shortest athlete for whatever sport I would play. Because most people that I know that play sports are taller than me. There's 12-year-olds that's taller than me, bigger than me. You'll think they high schoolers. It's crazy. But anyway, I might be small, but I'm technically heavyweight. I don't know how accurate Google is, but I was looking at the weight classes for like UFC fighters and stuff. And 190 and 200 pound is considered a heavyweight class. So I guess I'm a heavyweight class, even though I'm small. It's funny because most people still think I'm like 140 or something, but they're about 60, 80 pounds off. I said 60, 80, 40 to 60 pounds off. Like I said, technically I should be, you would think my height would be 140, 150, 60. Like I said, I'm 200. That's why I need to get back out and start doing this more often, because that weight would turn to fat, and I don't need that. I need most of my body to be solid, because it's easy for me to get weak and lose my muscles. Like I said, I don't work out, so I'm not in a gym constantly building up muscle. The only thing that's muscular for me right now is my legs. I got pretty solid legs. I could leg press like 850, and because of that, the last time I've been to the gym, I could squat like 280 maybe, 280 pounds. But it could be a lot better because, like I said, I don't work out, but my legs are strong. It's like 800-pound leg press, about 280-pound squats, which is not bad for somebody that do absolutely no gym. Yeah. All right, now we're walking uphill a little bit. Some endurance. Take a little minute to get up there. Yeah, this part over here, the water's pretty mellow all the way through here. That's just hella green. But you can walk across pretty much most of it. Pretty flat. Me being out of breath a little bit right now is kind of embarrassing because I would normally do hikes like this with like 30-pound backpacks and barely be out of breath and still run uphill. But right now, it's been a few months, so definitely feeling a little bit. I could go forever, but my breathing is going to be heavy. Otherwise, still nice. A nice little short walk, not too bad. Give you guys a different view than me just driving around at night doing DoorDash. The same boring spots, nothing special. Yeah, a lot of this area used to be for like the gold rush mining years ago, which is pretty much most of Northern California. This gold rush period in the 1900s, whatever you want to call it. Got these barrels up here. Honestly, I don't know what they're for, but it's pretty cool. Look at chat in a minute. The sun kind of glaring the screen. Get in the shade for a second. See what this sticker says. Wild Woman Rising. What the hell? Hood Sacramento. Huh? That's crazy. Got a lot of cool stickers on here. NCP. Built for dog people. The fuck? Sacramento, Cali. Just that's that gold bridge in Sacramento. Wild Woman Rising. I don't understand that sticker, but I'm gonna look it up to see where it comes from. QB's bookstore, New York City, huh? Get active. I don't know what this is. On Kimber, what? Darker places. NorCal Active Club. Some bullet holes in that barrel. Hold on. Let's see what you say. Turning into a star seed. Vicky. Who is Vicky? I want to like getting gravel rash from the stones. Huh? Good way to squat, to be honest. That's the first. To squat anything extreme. Oh, yeah. The temperature right now, I think, is about 78 or 80, maybe 85. No, yeah, I don't care to do anything like that, squat that much or work out and overdo it. It's just like, for example, like I'm one of those guys that if I go to the gym, it's like a once in a few times in a lifetime type thing. So I kind of want to see where my max is. because, like I was saying earlier, I worked so many jobs where there's stuff that was so heavy, like super heavy stuff, and having to work with stuff like that, I never knew the actual weight to it, and it's like, damn, this bitch heavy. I wonder how much it really weighs. And then I go to the gym or something, and you know, get that similar feel to weight, and be like, yeah, that's about right. Like one of my jobs I had, it was just coffee. It's at a coffee factory, but I did the roasting where I had to take the coffee bean bags. Anybody know what coffee bean bags, actual sacks, they big and heavy. And the average weight, depending on where the beans were coming from, the bags were 135 or 165 pounds. So knowing how light that felt to me, it's like, yeah, I could easily do way more, you know. Being able to drag a 160-pound bag and just dump it into a machine effortlessly makes me wonder how strong I actually am. And it wasn't just one bag, you know, it's like throughout an 8-hour shift, you're doing over 10,000 pounds of bags. So, like, the job that I was working, so I had to dump. So, one machine, the one machine, the roaster oven could hold 500 pounds. And then there's other machines that could hold 1,000 pounds. So, when the is ready for um, the next batch, you have to take that correct amount and toss it into the machine. So if every 25 minutes I'm dumping 1,000-pound bags, you got two machines next to you, you know, that's like what? Every 20 minutes, 60 minutes an hour, 60 minutes an hour. Yeah. But that was like really favorite workout. I'm not dragging coffee beans compared to other jobs. But yeah. Like I said, I never really needed a gym for that. To go to a gym and stay in shape. I just get a job that keeps me in shape. Right now, I don't really have that, so I'll do the next best thing. My endurance is what really matters. All right, that's one little hill. Make our way back up. IT Flames. It's been a while, man. Yeah, how you been? Oh shit. You know, it's funny because I was on Liz live last night, and I haven't visited her in a minute. But yeah, nice to for you to stop by, man. Just took a little quick break. They said I didn't bring no water or anything, so I'm just going by. Yeah, yeah, we mentioned you too, cause I was trying to remember who lives I met everybody on. and that's my first live in over a week. I tried to do one a couple of nights ago, but I don't have like a mount for my tablet, so I use tape. I mount my tablet to the windshield of my car with a couple strips of tape, and that's how you guys get that view of me doing nighttime driving. It's literally my phone is taped to the windshield. Well, I have a mount for my phone, but the tablet I don't. So that's like the next best thing for me to do. I'm not going to be buying all the fancy stuff. But there's trails across there, the trails I was talking about. You have to go across the water or be on the other side. But then to get to that side, you have to drive all the way around. Unless you're bold enough just to go across the water and hike up the hill a little bit. But there's no way to really get across there besides those two options. Hiking across the water and uphill, or driving all the way around to get to that part. But then you have to hike back to it. I'd rather not drive. I'd be the one to walk across the water and stuff. And yeah. Yes, sir. All right, much love, bro. Thank you for stopping by. That's funny. Well, if I didn't know how to swim, I'd probably been dead a long time ago. But you know, the stereotype is crazy because, you know, I'm from Louisiana, and a lot of times, so the thing I find crazy about that stereotype, right? A lot of people did not grow up swimming because most of the time they're not going to be around the water. You know, a lot of dudes on the street will just, you know, that's what they do is street. But where I kind of grew up around was kind of around more areas that have water. You know, I was closer to the bayous and some lakes and ponds. So I wasn't like in the city-ish area. You know, I was like near the city, but still like very country. So there's a lot of creeks and canals that I grew up around. But but another thing is, unless you grew up around being able to go to pools and stuff, a lot of people would stay out of the water because nobody want to get ate by alligators and stuff. But see, the white folks, the reason why they were so good at that and boating and all that, because they made money off the land, you know, with crawfishing and fishing in general. So of course, you know, they get used to being able to know how to tame and hunt and trap alligators and stuff like that. But I believe, what's the word I'm looking for? So it's kind of either or, you know, in a way where if you grew up with that stuff in general, then it'll be more normal. But yeah, swimming was always like more the white person's thing in the South because of the fishing industry. They didn't really allow a lot of people like me to have our own business and stuff like that and go fishing. And then at the same time, people didn't want to take the time and learn that stuff and actually see what's beneficial about it. And the fear of the past history and shit. All of those things. For me, I was always outside the box. I was always hella different. You know, my people always looked at me weird because I'm the one to be like, you know, summertime, let's go swim in the box. Not that serious. Like out here, there ain't no alligators and shit in the water. You just got fish and about it. Or this water is easy to swim in. But I know a lot of folks that I grew up with that knew how to swim, and I was the one that didn't. But I wasn't scared of water. I was just scared of what could catch me in the water. Because yeah, even Louisiana, that's like pythons and stuff in some areas that have to been catch and bark zoos or whatever. So yeah, not being a strong swimmer, of course I don't want to get in the water and get trapped by a python, cut myself on something. But I still did it because it's a very important skill to have, especially when you grow up around hurricanes and tornadoes. When it starts flooding and you got no other option, a lot of people die because they couldn't swim and they was afraid of water. So they would just wait until somebody come by, like Hurricane Katrina and Rena. Everybody knows that story. A lot of people died because they couldn't swim. They didn't have the endurance. They would get tired and give up in the water. Because when you neglect your body and don't take care of it, that's what makes it harder to swim. Not just knowing how to stay afloat. It was a full body workout. But I taught myself how to swim years ago. Just haven't done it in a little bit. But I'm not afraid to get in the water and get swept away a little bit because I could keep myself up and grab onto something where I could get myself to safety. If it came to. But the first time I learned how to actually want to know how to swim is one time I was in a car with my mom and it was a bad storm and she drove me to some deep water and it filled up the inside of the car, and some neighbors nearby came by and helped us out. I was probably like 6 years old, but yeah, it was a street. We didn't know how deep the water was and she went straight into the water. But after that day I just started swimming and going to do other shit. So you know, I don't know, I guess it was a fear thing being a kid. But you see, like people like my mom and dad and stuff, they really care, very consider that stuff. But I did it, and I did it. Everything that the next person didn't think was important, I did it. Like that's just how I was been. That's why I'm still the way I am and able to do what I do. Because just because you don't think it's necessary, I do. And because of you thinking that way, it's the reason why I'm gonna do it. You say I can't do something, I'm gonna do it. You know why? Because you're telling me that because you can't do it, but I can, even if I gotta learn it. But that's just me. I don't care what everybody else thinks or do, because they will never do nothing for me that I would have to do for myself. And swimming is one of those things. But yeah, I could swim good enough. Now I can't wait to get to the top because I need that water not too far from it, already like halfway. Am I single? I don't know. God, why am I single? I'm gonna read chat in just a second. Gotta get in the shed real quick. Yes, sir. Much love. Yeah, it's already been an hour. Didn't think I've been down here that long. Head to the top and hit the gas station real quick and come back and chill at the park. No gas station on flat ground being that close to the gas station, let alone be in an area like this where you got to walk up and down hills. Like, it tripped me out though sometimes. Uh, that's some footprints I don't like. See us, little baby deer. A couple of those spots. I don't know what that other one is, but it's a harsh footprint though too. Shoe harsh print. But I done did deliveries where somebody will order something from like 7-Eleven, for example, and it's literally right across the street from them. I'm like, dude, are you really that busy in your life? You can't go across the street and get something from the door. You gotta dash and pay extra money to get it delivered to you. That's crazy to me. But you know, I get it sometimes when you oh, yeah, something I think that's good. Okay. So sometimes when you're on the DoorDash or Uber Eats, they got like discount deals for certain stuff. So I can understand when you DoorDash some stuff, you could get like 2 for 1. So it's worth it. But it's like, instead of getting it delivered, you're wasting money. Why not just have it as a pickup order? You know? How much you gonna go this way? I passed up my turn somehow. I wasn't paying attention. It's all good. So I'm just gonna go this way. Still end up to the same spot. But yeah, basically that walk to the dam is down this road that I'm about to end up on right now. But then this road ends up back to the parking lot that I'm going to, which is where I'm parked, or in our part of the roadway, which way you want to go. But yeah, getting off these goddamn rocks with these horrible shoes to flat ground. But yeah, this little road here, pump station to gate 130 highway 2.6 mile by sound is this not trail. Look, yep. Crazy. Uh, Maintenance trucks will go down this road to go to the pump station. A lot of people that ride their bikes and hike will go down this road too, if they don't want to do the actual trail. But this is pretty good walk. But yeah, the spot that I would be going to if I went back up is across here, up there. But that's actually a dangerous hike up there if you were to walk up there off trail. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a fucking door over there. What the hell that is? But I'm definitely going to have to go there one day. It looks like a door on the side of a hill. Probably can't see it on here. But you see that little black square? It looked like a little door. Look like a big ass door on the side of the hill. It's crazy. So yeah, this road, I want to do a downhill run on my longboard on this road. Do some power slides. Cause this road is pretty fun. You would never have to worry about a car. Good ass speed, and you get to go chill by the water. But yeah, I want to do this hill on my longboard. Get some slides in. Probably get up to a good 30 miles an hour down this road, 35 plus. If I didn't speed check most of the way. That's literally a fucking door. Like, what the hell is that? It's a big ass doorway. Like, I'm not tripping. It's literally a big ass door on the side of the mountain. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to get up to it. All right. Holy shit. I'm almost to the top. Jeez. All right. Taking me a little break. Holy shit. Let's see. Ugh. The time went by a little bit. So almost a 2 hour little workout. bugs. Yeah, how did that? All right, made it back to the top. Dang. We're at 20% at the end of the stream anyway. All right. Pretty much about to end this live stream. It's almost 2 hours. Go to the gas station.